Hello friends, this is Dr. Shilpa Gavande. Today we'll discuss about the chapter that is evaporation. Now in case of evaporation, first we'll go through the definition of the evaporation. Now what is evaporation? It is nothing but the vaporization of a liquid from the surface. So vaporization of liquid generally below its boiling point. It is called as the evaporation. That is only the difference between the boiling and the evaporation, that boiling occurs at the boiling point and evaporation occurs below the boiling point of the liquid. So vaporization from the surface, that is called as the evaporation. There is no boiling and the rate of vaporization depends on the diffusion of the vapor through the boundary layers above the liquid. So there is no boiling, just it is below the boiling of the liquid the vaporization process starts. So practically we can say the definition of evaporation, it is nothing but the removal of liquid from the solution by the boiling of the solution in a suitable vessel and withdrawing the vapor and leaving a concentrated liquid residue. You will get a concentrated residue, maybe liquid, maybe solid one, it may be semi-solid one, not solid, but it may be a semi-solid one residue you will get after the evaporation. So this is a practical definition. Generally, while heating the liquid, it starts boiling and then only the process of evaporation, what we can say, increases. So this means that the heat is necessary, that is called as a latent heat of vaporization. That heat, it is called as a latent heat of vaporization, which is required to increase the rate of evaporation or to start the evaporation. So evaporators, they are designed in a such a way that they get a maximum heat transfer to the liquid with the largest possible area and a suitable temperature gradient. At a suitable temperature gradient, these evaporators are fixed, and with the largest possible area there is a heat transfer, so that the process of heat, what we can say, evaporation, it is there. Then we'll go for the mechanism of this evaporation. Now in case of the mechanism of evaporation, when the heat is applied to a solution, generally what happens, if you have observed the water, boiling of the water, then you can, in a container, then you can get it ki when the heat gets to that liquid, the molecule starts moving. That molecules, they starts moving because of the increase in the, what we can say, their kinetic energy, right? So the motion of the molecule increases, and the molecule which are present in the surface, they overcome the surface tension. They overcome the surface tension of the liquid and they starts evaporating. This is what the mechanism of the evaporation. Now let us discuss what are the factors which affects the evaporation. What are the factors which affects the rate of evaporation? Now there are various factors which affects the rate of evaporation. That is, temperature is there, surface area, agitation, atmospheric aqueous vapor pressure, atmospheric pressure on the liquid under evaporation, then type of the product required, which kind of the product you need, and the economic factors. These are the various factors which affects the rate of evaporation. Now first, that is the temperature. As we know all, as the temperature increases, the rate of evaporation increases. So it is directly proportional. Evaporation is directly proportional to the temperature. Again, the surface area, as the surface area increases, the rate of evaporation increases. So again, it is directly proportional to the surface area also. Then agitation. If you agitate during the evaporation, if you agitate the liquid during the evaporation, the rate of evaporation increases because you help to get the more kinetic energy to the molecules. And therefore, as you agitate the vessel with the help of agitator, then the rate of evaporation increases. Again, atmospheric aqueous vapor pressure. The rate of evaporation, it is inversely proportional to the atmospheric aqueous vapor pressure. Less the aqueous vapor pressure, more will be the rate of evaporation. Then atmospheric pressure on the liquid under evaporation. The rate of evaporation, it is again inversely proportional to the atmospheric pressure on the liquid under evaporation. Less the atmospheric pressure on the liquid, more will be the rate of evaporation. Then again, evaporation, type of the product you want, the rate of evaporation. alters. The selection of the method, which kind of the method you are selected, which kind of the apparatus you have selected, and which kind of the product you want, also affects the, what we can say, the process of the evaporation, right? Then economic factor, again the method you are going to select and the apparatus you are going to select, if it is economic, then the method will be the economic one, the process will be the economic one. If it is not, then it is not economic. So these are the various factors which affects the process of the evaporation. Now evaporation, many times what happens ki evaporation is done under the reduced pressure. Why under the reduced pressure? Because under the reduced pressure we get the higher rate of evaporation, higher evaporation process जो है वो increase होती है. So what are the advantages of the evaporation at under reduced pressure? कि evaporation occurs at low temperature. If you reduce the pressure, you need a low temperature. If that boiling point is suppose 90 degree, but if you do it under the reduced pressure, then the boiling point reduces, may boil at 70 degrees, right? So evaporation occurs at low temperature with less risk of damage to heat sensitive material. If the material you are using, if it is heat sensitive in nature, then in that case you can go for the reduced evaporation under the reduced pressure, because heat sensitive material, they get damage at higher temperature, and as if you use reduced pressure, the temperature you need is lower. Then a lower operating temperature gives higher temperature gradient without the need of excessive steam pressures, and the lower operating temperature, the lower steam pressure can also be used. So these are the advantages ki if you go for the evaporation under the reduced pressure. Then what are the equipments which are used for evaporation? What are the different kind of the equipments which we are using for the evaporation? That first, there are what we can say, equipments are classified, and these equipments are called as the evaporator. Now first, basically there are mainly three groups. First group, it is called as a natural circulation evaporator. Naturally it is going to be circulate. Now in this case, evaporating pans are there, evaporating steels are there, and short tube evaporator. This is also one. This short tube evaporator we can also classify under the tube evaporators. Under tube evaporators also we can get the short tube evaporator, and natural circulation we can get evaporating pans and evaporating steels. Then second type, it is called as the forced circulation evaporator, and third type, it is called as a film evaporator. Film evaporator, in film evaporators are again subclassified like wiped film evaporator. Second one are the tube evaporator. In tube evaporators you can get that short tube evaporator and long tube evaporator. Long tube evaporators are again subclassified as climbing film evaporator, falling film evaporator. Climbing film, depending on the formation of the film, this classification it is done, that is the climbing film evaporator and the falling film evaporator. Now first we will discuss about the natural circulation evaporator. Now in case of the natural circulation evaporators, the first evaporator, that is the pan, evaporating pan. Now before that we will go for the working principle of natural circulation evaporators, that the movement of the liquid results from convection currents set up by the heating process. It is just a simple heating the liquid, and the liquid starts heating due to the convection. The eddies are going to start in the liquid, and due to that the material is going to evaporate. So convection currents, what are these? It is nothing but the process of in which the heat moves through a gas or a liquid as a hotter part rises and the cooler part sinks. What in case of convection current, when we start heating, what happens, the eddies get developed, the kinetic energy increases, and due to that the molecules get heated, and the heated molecules rises to the surface, and the cooler one comes to the lower side of the sink. So this is called as the convection current. Now evaporating pans. What are evaporating pans? On a manufacturing scale, liquid extracts containing water are evaporated in open pans. They are called as the evaporating pans. Now we'll discuss about the construction of the evaporating pan. In evaporating pan, it consists of hemispherical shallow vessel. It consists of the hemispherical shallow vessel. It is a shallow one which is made up of either copper or stainless steel or aluminium or enameled iron. And generally this pan, it is a jacketed one, so that we can pass the steam through that jacket. The hemispherical shape, what it gives you the more surface area, and again best surface volume ratio for heating the liquid, and the largest surface area for disengagement of the vapor, Now in working of this evaporating pan, now see, this is the evaporating pan. If you go through the diagram of this evaporating pan, this is the evaporating pan, this is the inlet where through which we are passing the steam. This is air vent, through that the cooled steam is going to out. This is a jacket through which we are of the evaporating pan, in which the steam is there. This is the condensate outlet, जो condensed steam it is going to out through this condensate outlet. And this is the product outlet. This is what a product outlet, through which the product is going to be out. So in working, what the dilute solution it is taken in the pan. The dilute solution it is taken in the pan. The steam is introduced through the steam jacket. Steam it is introduced through this inlet. The steam it is introduced, and due to this steam, the material which is in the pan, it starts heating. The material which is in the pan, it starts heating due to the steam. And in these evaporators, the movement of the liquid, in this evaporator what happens, the movement of the liquid results from convection currents. It results from the convection currents set up by the heating process. And the concentrated liquid, the liquid which is going to become concentrated one, it is collected through this outlet. This is called as a product outlet. If you are getting it through the diagram, this is a product outlet through which we can collect the product which is a dried one, or which is what we can say a thickened semi-solid in nature, or a concentrated liquid we can get through this product outlet. And this is what the working. Again, if there is no product outlet, then you can just simply tilt the pan. You can just simply tilt the pan, and you can take out the what we can say the product from this evaporating pan. Now you can see this is a diagram. This is the evaporating pan. In this, it is shallow one, right? It is made up of a metal. It is shallow one. This is the liquid which is there, and it is going to be heated. And due to heat, the material is going to evaporate. This is what the actual, what we can say, the evaporating pan. Now what are the advantage? The best advantage it is that is very simple, it is easy, and it is cheap to construct. They are very easy to use and clean also, and the stirring of the evaporating liquid can be done easily. You can stir the evaporating liquid, it is very easily. Then what are the disadvantages? What the disadvantage is? The whole of the liquid, it is going to heated at the time, which may lead to the decomposition of the components. Some components, there may be chance of the decomponent. As we are heating, it is very slow process. On the evaporating surface foam, it is rapidly formed, which decreases the evaporation. The surface foam may form, and due to that there may be decrease in the evaporation process also is there. Then it is only what we can say be used for the aqueous and the thermostable substances or the liquid. We cannot use it for the thermolabile substances, because we have to heat the material for a longer period of time, as it is a very slow process. So we have to heat the liquid for a longer period of time, and for that longer period of time we cannot the thermolabile substances cannot withstand the heat for that much period, right? So this is not suitable for the thermolabile substances, and they cannot be used for evaporating extracts containing organic solvents like alcohol, etc. So this is about the evaporating pan. In the next lecture we will discuss about the evaporating steel. So thank you very much.